I've missed you, eh? Hey, watch it. I know, it sounds juicy. It is juicy. Hello, my name is Anyango Midamba. I am a writer from Nairobi, Kenya. I am currently working on my very first, hopefully debut, epic YA Afrofantasy novel set in Kenya in the Palaeolithic age. I'm talking things like animal hides for clothing, cowrie shells, feathers for adornment, and of course, stone tools. Thank you very much for clicking this video. I hope you enjoy. Today's video is about get to know me as a writer. I know you don't know me yet, but you're gonna know me soon, okay? In this video. What's my name? What's my name? Say it louder. What's my name? What's my name? So let's start. The first question is, when did you start writing? I don't know. Do people actually know? I see people answer this question so professionally. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I was writing in the womb. I don't really know. But what I know is I have always loved and gravitated towards books, stories, and writing. Ever since I can remember, ever since I was young. And one of my friends, God rest her soul, my desk mate in high school, I remember during preps time at night, I would scribble like plays at the back of my chemistry book. Really? And she would tell me things like, Deski, soma sahi, utaandika hizi vitu after high school. Which means you can write after high school, now is the time to read. And she was right, God rest her soul. But I remember I just loved writing. And I also feel like this is a thing that you can't do if you don't love it. You can't do it for the fame and the money. I mean, the fame and the money is good, but if you don't really love writing, sometimes you get things like lack of motivation and stuff like that. So I hear people talk about writer's block, which is very real. So for me, I really just love it. There's no other way to say it. I just love writing. I love creating. I feel like it also gives me a voice. The things that I would love not to be politically correct about. So many things. If you read my work, you would see. But writing gives me that avenue whereby I can say whatever I want to say in form of a character, and no one is going to hold me accountable. You got to think, my friends, think. But anyway, that's just it. I don't know when I started writing, but I've always just loved writing. The second question is, what was the first story you ever wrote? Listen, guys. I feel like these questions are for people who are so in tune with themselves and they know, like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have work out there. And I also have selective amnesia, just putting it out there. I have work that I have put out, which is in the description below, by the way, if you want to read my work and listen, or rather get to know my voice and my style. But I have work that I have put out, but I don't know the first story I ever wrote. I don't know. I'm sorry. I know this is not what you signed up for, but I honestly don't know. But it gets better. Let's go to the next question. The third question is, what authors have inspired you the most? Listen. You don't even understand. I don't think you're going to understand me. Because I'm going to cry. If I start talking about these authors, I might cry. Listen, I was not exposed to books like that as a child. I was not even exposed to fantasy. I came to learn about fantasy, I think, when Children of Blood and Bone was published, and I was like, what is that? What is that? You know? And it gave me permission to write fantasy, because I believe for a very long time it was a genre that was set aside for a certain niche or group of people. But when I read Children of Blood and Bone, I was like, wait, that person actually looks like me, you know? So in short, I'm just gonna go straight to the answer. Tomi, Adeyemi, girl. Girl, you ate. Listen, she's so good. People like Ayana, great. She's so good. I discovered people like Sabaa, Tahir, of course, jkrowling, so many authors, Leigh, Bardugo. Oh my goodness, there are so many. I'm blank right now, but I'm sure they're somewhere here. And of course, there are other authors from Kenya, people like Shikonguru, who has written some of the books here. People like Namina, Forna. Listen, The list is endless, and I'm still discovering more and more authors as we go by, but those are just a few of the people who have inspired me, of the authors who have inspired me. The fourth question is, do you schedule your writing or you just write whenever? I just write whenever, but I make it very intentional to write every day. I try as much as possible to write every day. The good thing is I work remotely. I am employed remotely, and so I can schedule my times around it. I used to be a morning person, but lately I've been a night owl, and it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It is. I used to be a morning person, but now I'm a night person. I just go with the flow. As I've said severally, I have written this book for a very long time. I have plotted and plotted and plotted. But this year I decided to start writing my novel, and I have made progress. Listen, good job. Okay? I don't schedule. I just do it. The fifth question is, do you type on a computer typewriter, write everything out by hand, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? This is, oh, I almost showed you my work. This is where I write. I know I'm not bougie like that. I know people have like those huge typewriters and stuff like that. But this is all I use. This is the app I use. I use Scrivener. And this is where I write. That's all. And this is where I write. Bummer. The next question is, how did you find out about AuthorTube? As I said, I was not introduced, or rather exposed, to fantasy books when I was younger. So when I read Children of Blood and Bone, and I knew instantly that this is a kind of writing that I want to do, this is the genre that I want to partake in, I immediately started doing research and going on YouTube and watching other author tubers, if that's a word, and watching other people talk about fantasy and just learning through that. And then I became obsessed. Like, who would have thought? And that's when I decided, you know what? Do you know what? One of my friends actually told me that I should start a YouTube channel. I've always wanted to do it. And I did have another YouTube channel back then. I used to blog, and I won an award for it. And I had a YouTube channel that I closed. So one of my friends was like, you had a YouTube channel. What happened? And then it led to a whole conversation about me starting another YouTube channel for writing, since it's what I do now. And that's when I decided to open this AuthorTube. Yeah, so that's just about it. The next question is, what genre do you write in? I write fantasy, in as much as I feel like I have written contemporary fiction before, which is out there. And if you want to read some of my work, it's in the description box below. But right now, I am hell bent on fantasy. It's all I dream about. It's all I consume, and it's all I produce. So fantasy is my genre of choice. Next question is, what is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story? Well, I love the present tense. There's a story that was published in a magazine that is in my description below, and I wrote in the present tense. My point of view is also the first person point of view. And what was the other question? The other question is the category of the story, which is YA, young adult. Because honestly, I feel like that's all I ever consume. So automatically, that's what I will produce. So point of view is first person, category is YA, young adult, and then the writing tense is present tense. So the next question is, what am I most looking forward to now that I'm part of the AuthorTube? The greatest innate desire of every human being is to connect. Honestly, that's what I believe. And that's what I want. I want to connect with my fellow writers, fellow YouTubers, fellow creators, just anyone. And the most amazing thing about the internet is you can connect with someone from Russia. What? Like, listen, that's crazy. So connection and learning, of course, making friends, learning from people, reading other people's work, like just being open-minded and opening up to all the possibilities that AuthorTube presents. so that I can grab it and run with it and hopefully share with people. Also, what I'm looking forward to is to share my culture. I come from Kenya. Kenya is a beautiful place. I know you've heard about Maandamano. And if you're Kenyan, I know you know about Maandamano. In fact, I was there for the Maandamano. Maandamano, if you're not Kenyan, is protests. We protest for what we believe in. And I know there's so much out there, but Kenya is a beautiful country. We love one another, most of us. Just like every other part of the world, we have our challenges, we have our differences that at the end of the day, since we have to coexist, we have to resolve. We have to learn how to resolve our conflict as Kenyans and all that. So Kenya is a beautiful place. We have such rich culture. Listen, you're not ready. I love that my book kind of tries to share our culture in a beautiful way, and not in the way that you see, like how a stranger will come to your home and then take the negatives to the world. I feel like we, as the people of that home, have the opportunity to present the good stuff about the country. So I'm here to highlight Kenya to the world in a good way. And of course, if there's negatives, I'm not gonna hide. We have to be relatable, right? So yeah, that's basically it. The last question, is: are you a self-published, traditionally published, or yet to be published? I believe that's the question, right? Well, my dream and my hope is that I'm yet to be published, hopefully. I have big dreams. Listen, if your dreams don't scare you, maybe you're not dreaming big enough. Dream big. But I hope to be published traditionally. I don't know if I have what it takes to self-publish. I don't know. I still don't know. Listen, I'm just writing my first book, okay? But I hope to be traditionally published in the future. I'm still currently working on my very first draft, and I'm gonna take you along with me. So that's it. Imagine we are done. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have an AuthorTube, if you have a YouTube channel, whatever it is you have, if you have published work, if you have things published on a digital platform, whatever it is, I am down to read. Like, I am always down to read or to watch your content. So kindly just share. If you've come across this video, I hope you subscribe to my channel. I hope you like it. And I hope to see you again soon. My name is Anyango Midamba. That will be all for me today. Bye. What am I doing with my life? I honestly don't know either. Do you know? Do you know? You must know. Hey, do you know? You must know. What am I saying?